How many different revenue streams did you create with Billboard? And all the content?
Let me think. Okay, merchandise, the web series, the radio station, live events, the film, sponsorship. 6.
Okay. Which one was the most difficult to make it work? None. Okay.
Not really. No. I mean, you know, like, because we're still in release. You know, like we're still getting things out there. And the thing is, too, it's a matter of there's no like rhyme or reason anymore. There's no rules. You know, it's interesting because there's still gatekeepers, a lot of gatekeepers. Like we're having a hell of a time booking theaters, even though we've made money. You know, there's gatekeepers at film festivals. Not to say that I want to get into film festivals. There's gatekeepers every step of the way. And you just have to figure out a way to get around them. You know, just like when we used to tag, you know, subways in New York, you know, we still got away from them or around them, to be able to do these sorts of things. But it's just, it's like, you know, but there's gatekeepers. That's probably the biggest challenge for indie filmmakers right now. But in terms of the different sorts of revenue streams, like we're still in it. We're still making money. You know, so it's like, and then we're just started. Like we're just getting this thing out there now. Like people are just starting to find out about it. You know, so which is kind of exciting. So you know, we've made money in sponsorship. We've made money in merch. You know, we've made money. You know, at events. Like yeah, so it's working.
It's funny because you said the gatekeepers, and there's like 2 catchphrases with indie film, and that is the gatekeepers are no longer in control, and you have to build your audience. And that's really interesting that you say that the gatekeepers still exist.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
Can you challenge that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, oh God, where do I start? With film festivals, for instance, there's gatekeepers, and to realize too, it's like, you know, everybody wants to get into the big film festivals. And the thing is people have to realize that they program a certain way every year, and that programming changes. And so what might have gotten into Festival X in 2015 is not going to get into Festival X in 2016. And that's the thing, so the sensibilities change. So those are gatekeepers that you are unaware of how things change, right? And so, and there's a lot of backroom politicking going on, a lot of it. And I'm so far outside the system that I don't even play in the politics. I don't know them. You know, there's gatekeepers in press. There's gatekeepers of trying to get press. There's gatekeepers in terms of trying to get reviews. You know, unless you're worthy or something along those lines, will you get reviewed by like a major outlet? You know, then the theaters have gatekeepers. Like, you know, if you own a theater, they then have a booker that they put as a diversion. You know, and so like, okay, you got to appeal to the booker. Okay, the booker likes it, then you have to appeal to the theater. And so there's all these. I mean, imagine they're all business people, right? So they're all business people trying to do the best they can for their own individual businesses. And people like us creatives look at them as like, you know, gatekeepers, right? But just a matter of having sensibility, and if you can plead your case and understand what you are selling, that's a big leg up. And actually not necessarily let them know what you are doing, but what you can do for them. You know, the big thing is, it's like, you know, when, you know, I now go to like film festivals, I often end up, you know, having some sort of talk back or some sort of educational thing because people are intrigued of like how I do what I do. And, you know, that's a selling point for me. You know, that separates me from my peers. You know, in terms of film festivals, it all depends on what they're programming, and it's really hard. But again, there's gatekeepers. I don't know how else to explain it. And it's also too, it's like, I'm not coming down at critics by any means, because the industry needs them. But the interesting is because so many budgets have been cut from media outlets that there's fewer and fewer, and so they can only cover so many things. But people like me get frustrated by that, and that doesn't come to mind right away. And you wonder why the hell they aren't like looking at my piece, you know, or they're not understanding it. You know, and there's some really like awesome reviewers out there. I'm not saying that there's not, but at the same time, it's a matter of like somebody that's small, that's a first time out, it's gonna be very hard to get, you know, recognition, and which is a shame.
It's really interesting, yeah, that you say that the gatekeeping still exists even in this realm. I think so many people think, oh, independent filmmaking, you can be outside the system, you can do whatever you want, but no, I mean,
how are you gonna make money? You can try to do whatever the hell you want, but how are you gonna make money? Honestly, I mean, it comes down to it. If you can't book a theater, you're not gonna make, well, I get it if you wanna go into theaters, I mean, because there's so many different business models. I think that's probably what they're saying. There's no more gatekeepers because there's all these different business models. But when push comes to shove, you still have to make money. And so you have to figure out how to facilitate that. Like right now, we're having a hell of a time trying to get press, straight up. Wow. You know, and even though I'm doing stuff different, even though I've got an interesting story to tell, it's just a matter of, you know, maybe I'm too assertive, I don't know. But it's just a matter of like one of those things. It's been a challenge, you know, and I don't know what to say. Maybe I'm not press-worthy. I don't know. Well, it could just be that.
No Film School covered you, which is, I would say that's an acclaim right there. Great site. So.
No, I'll be honest. I wrote the article.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna give it to you straight.
But they allowed you to have it there. Which
right.
Is
absolutely.
That's
there's another piece that I wrote too that's going to be published by a major outlet as well.
Okay.
But the weird thing about it is it's like I'm the one writing about what I'm doing. They're not having somebody cover it. So you know what I mean? Like so like because I have written before and I've been published before and yada yada yada. So like I guess that does mean something. But I've got to be honest with people. Like yeah, I'm not going to say like oh yeah they covered me, isn't that great? I covered me. They were just the outlet. And again it's like you know anybody can reach out to me and I'll give it to you straight. You know, and that's the thing. It's a matter of yes, it's an honor, and I appreciate them for doing it. I really do, because we wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. You know, but it's just true. I don't know what to say. It's the truth of the matter.
Well, I think it's good that people hear that even if you're quote independent, it's not as independent as one would think. So
no, and it's like. You know, you have to think about it too. It's like, how are these critics or these publications making money, right? You know, they're selling advertising. And so they only can sell so much advertising if they have so much readership. And so that's one reason why too is I think a lot of the normal indie outlets are going more and more mainstream because they need to appeal to the widest audience possible so they can then have the readership so they can charge more money for their ads. You have to go where the money goes. I don't know how else to say it. You know, it's and everybody has their own business models, and I understand that. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you know I saw a couple films at Slamdance this past year that were just outstanding films that probably are never going to see the light of day, which is so sad. You know, because the filmmakers busted their butts getting them there. You know, I liked them. I could find them a market, quite honestly. I could distribute their films for them. I know I could, and make money for them. But I'm still vacillating whether or not I want to go into that business. Yeah, it's like because knowing all the other BS I've got to go through to be able to make them successful.
Do you think the politics exists because you're not in Los Angeles, or do you don't think that has anything to do with it?
No, it does. Absolutely, it does. Yeah, because. It's funny because when I go to film festivals, people from New York think I'm from LA. People from LA think I'm from New York. And then when I say I'm from Allentown, PA, they're like, what the hell are you doing in Allentown? And then I tell them, you know, my family, you know, I tell them the history of it. And like, oh, you're the guy from Allentown then. You know, so it does differentiate me from the pack. And also too is my projects are so authentic because I don't listen to stuff going on around me because there isn't any. You know what I mean? There's not many filmmakers in Allentown. And so, but at the same time, I'm not, you know, going out to cocktail parties or things to know what's going on, you know, down the street. Right now we're in LA. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and so I'm so removed, and that is a problem because I can't rub elbows with people, and that's my own problem. That's my own fault. It's my own challenge. It's a matter of like, I need to be present more. And I think that, you know, if more people knew what I was doing and I was more positioned, I guess you would say, I could be more successful. But it just is the nature of the beast.